Hello, my name is Connor Arnold. I'm 23 years old. I'm an electrician by trade and I'm a volunteer at this church. Now, by saying those things, you might be thinking, what on earth does this young bloke know? On the surface, I haven't really been through that much in life compared to the rest of the world, but I've been still through tough and challenging events in my life. This is my testimony. At a very young age, I was diagnosed with receptive expressive language disorder and dyslexia. What that means is that I was very quiet. I didn't even say my first words till I was 6 years old. Mum and Dad would have loved that. So growing up was tough, not being able to communicate properly and not being confident in what I was saying and even just reading basic books, just words jumping all over the place and getting lost on what I'm reading, just like right now. Luckily though, I was blessed to have an amazing supporting family and was able to find some close mates at school, which gave me more confidence to be more open and use my voice more and to start overcoming my struggles. In those hard times though, God was creating and shifting me to the man I would become before I even knew who he was. If I was just born normal, I would have not pushed myself in life. If God didn't make me the way I am, I would most likely not be here where I am right now. My journey with God started about a year and a half ago. Even though I knew of him growing up, I wasn't sold on the idea of serving and believing this God in my day-to-day life. So basically, a year and a half ago, I had a work injury and I had to take some time off. I had to reflect. In that time, I had time to reflect in life and see what my next stage in life was going to look like. I didn't have a massive God-divine moment, but more of a pull towards Jesus and the Holy Spirit. It started off with listening to debates and podcasts on this topic. I was pretty convinced, but not sold on it yet per se. During that time, though, I did start praying, which started to influence me more. Once I had healed up from my injury, I went into my final electrical course to become qualified. Now, keep in mind this course, it's pretty hard. You've got to study up a lot, and it's a pretty stressful environment to be in. Somehow, though, I passed first go. I was thinking to myself, how on earth did I just do that? But in that moment, I knew it was God. He was giving me the hints, the confidence and the strength to do it. I knew that there was a God at work and he wasn't silent anymore. And I knew that God and Jesus was the truth to believe in. And about a month or so later, I decided to try out this thing called church and see what it's all about, and I haven't stopped coming back since. The first time I walked into church, I was thinking that I could just sit in the back like everyone else, when I first come, and not talk to no one, However, I was welcomed with a big old smile by Riley, and I was thinking to myself, great, there goes that backseat idea. She puts me in the second front row. Thanks for that. Josh was preaching, and it was about 1 Corinthians, great book. Read up on it. Towards the end of the service, the prayer team was open, and I felt the Holy Spirit he was pulling on me to get some praying over me done. Past Sykes was there, and he prayed over me. In those prayers, I asked God to lead me away from temptations and for my family to know Christ. I'm glad to say that my prayers have been answered, for I know now what to do when temptations enter my life, and my family have found Christ, and some have even baptised, and you'll see shortly that another one's going to be baptised. Now, the reason I'm telling you this, that in life we all go through different challenges in life, and at the time you don't know why, but it pays off later in life. I was born into the world silent, and the world tried to break me, but God healed me and he gave me a voice. This is my testimony. Thanks for listening.